Hi, this instructional video is about solving equations. Solving equations using the multiplication property of equality. Somebody just moved this? There we go. Multiplication property. So here on number 1, if you read it from left to right, it says x divided by 3 is equal to 12. So the question becomes, what number divided by 3 is 12? And some of you young folks, and some of you smart ones will go, I could do that in my head. I'll just simply multiply 3 and 12. 3 times 12 is 36. So 36 divided by 3 is 12. Ta-da! And that'll be correct. Wonderful. However, you have to show the algebraic process. So you have to understand that the inverse of dividing is multiplying. So to make this nice and neat, let me write this again over here. So how do you do this? When you see a number divided by 3, you're going to take that number that's being divided and multiply to both sides of the equation. By doing that, this is called multiplication property of equality. Multiplication property of equality is one among the 4 properties we use to solve an equation. Remember, we had an addition property of equality, a subtraction property of equality. We used division property of equality. Now we have multiplication property of equality. Say that amount 10 times real fast without stopping. In this case, when you multiply 3 to both sides of the equation, the whole number that you're multiplying will reduce the denominator 3 that's already there. In the past, you call that cross-canceling. So only thing that remains is the x on the left. On the right, 12 times 3 is 36. And that's going to be your answer. Now, how do you check to see if that's correct? If your teacher asks you to do that for homework? Well, you're going to take that x, which is 36, and you're going to substitute it back into the original equation. So it's going to become 36 divided by 3. Does that equal 12? Well, yeah, 36 divided by 3 is 12. Therefore, is 12 on the left and 12 on the right same old, same old? And if it is, that's the correct answer right there. When the left and the right side of the equation is the same, that means whatever you have solved was the correct response. Now, why don't you try numbers 2 and 3? All right, in this case, well, let me write it again. Since there's a number 4 being divided, the inverse of divided is multiply. So you want to multiply that 4 to both sides of the equation. When we solve an equation, it's always about going backwards. Backwards of order of operations, to be more specific. Yeah. So in this case, since we are multiplying 4 to both sides, the 4 whole number reduces the 4 denominator. All that remains on the right side of the equation is the x. And on the left, 4 times 8 is 32. And that's the answer. And to show that that is the correct answer, you want to take that and substitute it back into the original equation. So 8 is equal to 32 divided by 4. Well, yeah, that's... so that's going to be 8. And does that... What is that? I don't know what that was about. But 32 divided by 4 is 8. Does that equal the 8 on the left side? Sure does. So that means this solution that we found was the correct solution. And finally, number 3. I'm going to rewrite it again to make it nice and neat. And since we are dividing 2.5, I'm going to take that and multiply 2.5 to both sides of the equation. Because when I do, the whole number 2.5 is going to reduce the denominator 2.5, leaving me with just 1x, or simply x. And 6 times 2.5, well, 5 times 6 is 30. Second number comes down. 3 gets carried up. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So the answer is 15. To check, I'm going to put that over here. 15 divided by 2.5. Does that equal 6? Well, let's do a long division on this one by taking the top number and put it inside the quotient as a dividend, and 2.5 comes out here. The base 10 rule says if I could move that decimal point to the right one time, I could take that one that you did not see to the right one time. So that's 25 going to 150. How many times without going over? 6, because 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Ta-da! So it does work out. So that is the right answer. Now you go do your own stuff. All right? Good luck.